Question 1. Mr. Dickinson and Mr. Mills have hidden their glue sticks in a secret hiding place to stop Mrs. Tucker finding them. Mr. Dickinson has twice as many glue sticks as Mr. Mills. Together they have 24 glue sticks. A. How many glue sticks does Mr. Mills have? And B. How many glue sticks does Mr. Dickinson have? Question 1. Using the Singapore bar model. The first thing we need to do is to look for the person with the least amount of glue sticks. So let's just refer back to the question. Mr. Dickinson has twice as many glue sticks as Mr. Mills. So Mr. Mills has the smallest amount or the least amount, and together they have 24. So the first thing I'm going to do is to create a label first of all for Mr. Mills and then a label for Mr. Dickinson. Mr. Mills, and Mr. Dickinson. It's always good to have clear labels on your bar diagram. Now Mr. Mills had the least amount, he had the smallest amount. So we're going to give him one bar or one block. Mr. Mills had the smallest amount and Mr. Dickinson had twice as many. Once, twice as many glue sticks, so he's going to have twice as many bars. And altogether, in the question, it states that they had 24 bars altogether, or glue sticks. They had 24 glue sticks altogether. Let's have a look. Mr. Mills, glue sticks, and Mr. Dickinson has twice as many. So by looking at the diagram, we can count 3 blocks. So we can say that 3 blocks equals 24. So one block will equal 24 divided by 3. There's 3 blocks, so in order to get one block we have to divide by 3. So 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 24 8 times. So one block equals 8. Or we can say B for a block, B equals 8. One block equals 8. And highlight that. You may also want to write the value on the blocks themselves. 8, 8, and 8. We now need to start answering the question. A. How many glue sticks does Mr. Mills have? And B. How many glue sticks does Mr. Dickinson have? So we can see from the diagram, A. Mr. Mills has 8 glue sticks. And let's highlight his answer. Mr. Dickinson has 8 plus 8. So Mr. Dickinson has 16. Highlight his answer. So we have now solved the word problem using the Singapore bar model. The algebraic method. We're going to create algebraic expressions and equations. So step 1. Name only one variable, for example x. It is usually the smallest quantity. So we're going to look for the person with the smallest quantity and give them the variable x. If we look again at the question, Mr. Mills has the smallest quantity. So step 1. Mr. Mills is x. Let's look at step 2. Define the other unknowns in terms of x. The other unknown is Mr. Dickinson. So number 2, Mr. Dickinson. And it says to define him in terms of x. While Mr. Dickinson has twice as many glue sticks as Mr. Mills. So Mr. Dickinson is 2 times x, which is equal to 2x. The next step is step 3, create an equation and solve it, find x. Step 3. So let's look at the equation. We know that we've got to add Mr. Mills and Mr. Dickinson together, and together they have 24 glue sticks. So Mr. Mill is x, and we've got to add Mr. Dickinson, which is 2x, and together they equal 24 glue sticks. So the next step is we will add the like terms. X plus 2x is 3x. We need to get x on its own. In order to get x on its own, we need to get rid of this 3. Now this is 3 times x. Therefore, we need to undo the multiplication by using division. We need to use the inverse to get rid of it. So we will divide by 3. And remember, what we do to one side, we must do to the other. So we divide the other side by 3. Three goes into 3 once, leaving us with x. 3 goes into 3 once, 3 goes into 24 8 times. So now we have x equals 8. And we know that Mr. Mill is x, so now we can answer part A. How many glue sticks did Mr. Mills have? He had 8. Highlight the answer. And part B. How many glue sticks did Mr. Dickinson have? Well, we put the value back into his equation. Mr. Dickinson is 2x. So it is 2 times 8 equals 16. And highlight your answer.